piece, I was talking about this ProSource. It's a protein packet. I don't see any right now, but the dietitian recommends that just for healing. I think more protein needs would be good.
So you put in 3 times a day?
Yep,
With
3
water
times a
flush.
day with a water flush.
Okay.
And I'll kind of go over
Let's
that.
talk about this formula. This comes in like a prescription. I go to, where do I get this from, this?
We set it up.
Okay, so you ship, you just ship it to us, or?
Yep.
All right, awesome.
So we're, yep, let me tell you. So when it comes to tube feed, we're going to be like we're going to be your pharmacy,
Okay,
right?
all right.
So
that's what I
we
wanna
are
know.
the delivery, we're the source, we're going
Okay,
to be
wonderful.
the contact,
Okay.
we're the umbrella.
That was one of my questions. Wonderful. Okay.
Excellent. So yes, so this is kind of his regimen that we're going to stick with.
Okay.
So on this page, this is going to be the pump page that we're going to talk about. But first
Okay.
and foremost, you asked about formula, correct? So the formula is a little bit different. When you go home, they're in cartons instead of the big
Bags.
jugs that you've been seeing. So that's one thing that's just different. It's the same formula, but we just have
in
them.
carton.
We just have them in cartons. So he'll be doing about 6.5 when he's doing his pump feed. So it'll be 6 of these. This is not the same. He's on isosource HGen, but it's will be same in appearance.
Okay,
and
now am I
size.
gonna, you say it's 6 of them. They have to be changed? You have to do 6 times?
Oh,
So
I'm
it's
gonna
all
show
gonna
you
be in
everything.
one?
I'm going to show
Okay.
you everything. So just basic food safety information in regards to this. Once these are open, they're good for 12 hours at room temperature.
Okay.
So that's just something to be mindful of. You can place them in the fridge because he's at 6.5, right? So we have that half bottle that will be remaining. You can place that in the fridge and it's good for 24 hours.
Okay.
So the only thing to remember is when you pull it out of the fridge, pull it 30 to 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
exactly.
real uncomfortable if it's cold.
Exactly. So just pull it out of the fridge. Let it come to
set.
room temp. You can pull it out sooner. Just as long as it comes to a warmer temp. Otherwise, we'll see, as she mentioned, there'll be cramping, there'll be discomfort, bloating, yada yada yada.
Okay.
Just
All right.
bad news bears.
Gotta be room temperature.
Yes. So that's kind of information on the formula. Any questions you have on that first?
Well, only that, is it gonna come in the 6 type, the right size carton for the feeding?
No, you have to use 6 cartons, so you're going to be using 6.5 of those.
Pouring 6 cartons.
Into something.
Right.
Yes, but
Yeah.
Okay, unlike a bag, 1 carton and it
Right.
drips and then you have
no,
to.
Right.
right.
That's my question.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's gonna
All
be
these-
in 1 bag, 1 carton, 1 drip, 1 fill.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, that was my question.
I like it. Questions are good. Helps
Okay.
explain things. So, in regards to when we send a delivery, just so you guys know, just with the heat and everything, we're trying to time it so that you guys are around. I think the first one, well, I know the first one will be sent here because you guys live down in Pueblo, so that you guys will have it before you go, just to prevent any sort of lag time in delivery. So the important thing, though, once you go home and we send deliveries to your house, is try to coordinating times that you'll be there.
Okay.
As best as you can. We understand you can't be
We're
relying.
retired, so there's no big
Okay. But I'm just saying, the more it sits out in the sun, the higher risk for spoilage. It should have a long hold temp, but we're hoping and trying to coordinate so that people are around so that it doesn't sit in the sun. Increase
Okay.
the risk of spoiling.
I got you.
Yep.
Especially my house is sunny when the mail gets delivered, but it's probably a delivery service, so.
Yep. We have like a courier, so.
Okay, all right.
Oh, good.
That's
All
a
right,
good.
that works.
Yep, good thing. So let's go over the actual pump. I'm gonna have you program it so that you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here comes the fun.
Let's do this. Okay, wait. We're gonna take a video of
We're gonna
this and
wa-
let Mark watch you.
Tell
Okay.
me when you're ready.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh, okay.
So things that you're gonna get with the delivery. Where's my syringe go? Okay. So you're gonna get an IV pole, not nearly as sturdy as that guy, but an IV pole that'll hold the function.
Okay, that
Um,
was one of my questions.
Yep. You're gonna
Okay.
get these bags. These are your formula bags.
Okay, there's
See,
the bags
that's
I'm
what
going
you
to
done.
fill.
Oh, we're gonna
Fill
learn.
them.
We're on
There
a
you go.
learning moment.
Uh-oh.
There you go.
You're gonna get the formula bags. You're gonna get syringes. You're gonna get the formula, the pump, and then we'll also send you with tape and gauze.
Okay.
So we kind of again encompass everything that you should need for your
Okay.
needs. Okay. Now we're gonna kind of jump into the actual pump programming.
Okay.
So this is the pump. Again, it's the same brand, which is super helpful
Just smaller.
and familiar. Yep, but just a smaller, more compact size. I really like this pump because I feel like it's very, it leads you, it's intuitive. It's kind of driving you to tell you what to do. It won't allow you to move forward unless you've programmed it correctly.
Okay.
And then as far as the bags, how they look in appearance, some people kind of forget, they're wide together. So these two guys can't be separated,
Okay.
which is again really helpful so that you're not have multiple things. They're wide together, and then this stretchy piece, as I'll show you, will go into the pump itself.
Okay.
And at first, I will kind of go over like the whole scenario. First, we're just going to program it, and then you fill the bags. But once you go home, there's really a lot of flexibility to kind of how you want to do it.
Okay.
So I'm going to kind of walk you through step by step how we're going to program the pump. We have the setting, everything we need on that first page, which is specific to him.
Okay.
Flip back to the first
Right.
one
Oh, the first page.
where she had the handwriting.
Yep.
Oh, for the formula.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because that's
Sorry.
tailored to him.
Sorry, right.
Because everyone's is different. So
Okay.
that's what we're going to be programming is this rate of 100 mLs per hour. That's the formula rate. And then the water rate is going to be that 120 every 3 hours.
Okay, that's an HN at, okay, you're gonna show me how to do that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Here we go. First step, power on.
Power on, okay,
Yep, you're going to drive it.
okay.
So beep. So the first page that you're going to see is this prior settings. What we typically like to do is pre-program your pump so that when you get it, the first thing that you need to hit is keep settings.
Okay.
But I'm not
You
going to,
didn't
sorry.
program it yet, okay, right.
Yep, but I'm going to have you physically do it, manually do it, in
Okay.
case for whatever reason this gets forgotten. Sometimes people press buttons, scenarios happen
Yes.
that you actually have to program it yourself. Once it has it programmed, so once we do this clear settings and you program it, it has a memory. So then
Okay.
you, every time you turn it on, you would just hit keep settings. Here, I'll just show you for example.
Okay.
That was just my teach just a minute ago. This
Okay,
was
right.
his formula.
Okay,
So
cool.
that's just kind of showing you.
All
I'm
right.
going to turn it off and restart it so that you can program it.
Okay,
Got it? Oh, turn it on. You have to hold it for 3 seconds.
I see, it goes
Yeah.
down to 0, yeah.
Otherwise it won't turn off. Okay, one more time. So we're gonna hit DTD. Okay, we're gonna
Okay.
hit clear settings.
Clear settings.
Perfect. So this is your home screen. This is what it's gonna look like most of
Okay.
the time.
Mm-hmm,
But what's on this side is what your set settings are gonna be that we're gonna program. And this is the side that you actually program the settings, if that makes sense. So this one.
Like your menu?
Yep.
Okay.
okay,
So this side is going to be when you'll see, once we program it, it'll start to automate in here. And that
Okay.
kind of clarifies what you need. This side is where we actually adjust everything that we need.
okay.
So it doesn't matter the order. You can adjust flush or adjust feed. We have to do both of them. Adjust feed is your formula. Adjust flush is your water.
Okay,
So let's do adjust feed first.
let's do adjust feed.
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay.
So this is your adjust feed page. What you see is your feed rate and then your feed, what VTB volume to be delivered. We
Okay.
don't technically, we never use this one. So you never worry about the VTB one.
Okay.
It's usually for children in regards to a volume that we want.
Okay.
He's on a set rate. So we're doing your
Feed rate,
feed rate.
okay,
Beautiful.
okay,
So now we're going to actually program. So we have all these different buttons and they coordinate. This is going to be your ones, your tens, your hundreds.
okay,
So his is going to be this 98.
okay. So that's gonna be an 8 there.
Yep.
Okay.
And then just hit it one more time.
And it'll go one more time.
Yep. So say that happens, it resets to 0. So then so don't ever worry if you go over that. It'll automatically start back at 0 once you go to 9. So we're gonna hit 8 again. Sorry.
Okay, we're gonna hit 8 again, because
Yep.
his is at 98.
Beautiful. Yep.
All right.
Perfect. And then we still need to do the 9. Yep.
Okay,
Ta-da!
and then hit enter.
Enter. I'm
Okay.
telling you. There we go. So
Okay,
then we're back to this adjust feed. So look, it's telling us we just programmed it. We're like, hey, we like this. So then we just hit done.
okay, done. All right,
Now, we still need to do this bottom half, our water, correct? Yes.
yes, the
So-
flush.
Yep, you got it. So now
So
we need
it's
to
gonna
adjust the flush.
flush.
Perfect. So there's two things that we have to program with the flush. We have to adjust the volume and then the interval, and that's kind of why I wrote that down here as well.
The volume's 120 mils every 3 hours.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So whichever one, it doesn't again
Okay, I'm
matter.
gonna do the volume
Beautiful.
at 120.
Same settings.
And right here it'll be 0, this will be 2, and this will be 1.
Ta-da.
Okay, and hit enter,
Yep.
hit enter. Okay, got that.
Then
Go down to flush.
And oftentimes people will forget the flush interval. They're like, we did 120, ta-da. But
Every
with
3
water,
hours.
yep,
So it's gonna be a 3 in the 1 section?
yep.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
No,
Enter,
you're
enter,
doing
There
great.
you go.
You're driving this. So now we see we have 120 mLs every 3 hours.
Okay,
That
wonderful.
is wonderful.
And we're done,
So then we're done.
okay,
So then the next step that we have to do, everything looks right over here.
okay.
It's telling us to load a set. And what a set
Load a
is,
set.
it's this. This is a set. if
Okay,
you will.
that's your set, your
Yep.
formula.
So at this point, again, I mentioned this
Ah.
stretchy piece.
Mm-hmm.
This piece opens. Sorry, my demo's a little bit gnarly. It's a little broken. So what we need to do, again, we have to place this stretchy piece in here because this is where the motor is and the sensor is connected to this. So we have another visual here.
Okay,
there.
I see it, yes.
Yep, again, it's trying to tell you step by step what to do.
Which the one to put in
So I'll
there?
show you first. So it'll go, this sits here. And you don't have to worry about being forceful and or not. It's a rubbery piece. So it'll sit like that.
Okay,
So you see this piece
Yes,
is pointed
um,
up so that you can pull it. This one sits in here. If you pull it too far, you can't close it.
okay,
So it
I
kinda
get you,
tells you
okay.
you can't.
Self,
Right, it's trying to catch you. So
self-fixing, yeah,
I'm gonna have you
self-fixing.
try it.
Okay,
And you just pull it out.
all right. Okay, I'm gonna put it in here. And pull it back.
So the first thing you gotta see is
Mhm.
this the right way.
Uh-oh, okay, I
Right.
got you, okay.
Yep.
Hang on.
No, you're doing great.
Get in there, you have to go all the way down.
If you pull it too, it's, yeah, there you go.
Okay, there it
It
is.
just kinda makes it skinnier.
And this one just goes in there, and that
Ta-da.
goes over like that, and it should be
Watch
closed.
how this shuts. Ta-da. And again,
Yay.
confirmation again would be you're looking at that visual,
Okay,
right?
right.
This is here, this goes here, wraps around, this comes out.
Okay, all right, yes. This goes in, goes out, and that comes out, all
And
right.
at this point in time is where I recommend filling the bags. Some people like to do it before. It's just preference, whether or not you want to.
To feel the most comfortable.
Yep. Just as, especially as teaching, I just like to set it at this point, just so that people kind of understand. Programmed it. Now it's time to set the bags.
Okay, now, how do I clean them bags?
You don't have to
Throw them
throw
away.
them away. So we give you one per day.
Throw them away.
Oh, okay. I
So
was gonna
one
say,
per
how do I
feet.
sterilize them?
You don't.
Yeah.
You don't need to.
Yep. So in your situation, right, he's on 6.5 cartons. But the first thing you can do is just fill up the water. It doesn't really matter how much. This is a liter. Just fill it all the way to the top, and you're good.
Because it'll pull
Okay.
it the
It'll
amount
pull
it
what it
needs.
Yep,
needs
exactly.
as it goes, yeah.
Yes. This one is where it's a little bit more tricky. Remember how I said formula is good, it has a hang time for 12 hours,
Mm-hmm.
and he's on it for 16 hours. So we see that lag, that 4-hour time frame that we can't have formula sitting. Does that
Yeah.
make sense? So what I would recommend doing is pouring in 4 formulas right away, and then, I don't know, you could do it at any point.
Like 8 hours
8
later.
to 10
Exactly.
hours later would be
8
good.
You could do it even 4 hours later.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
are you starting
So
him
that
at
you-
4 o'clock and he has to run till 9 the next morning?
Yep.
We
Yeah.
could technically put half in, and at bedtime at 10 o'clock, dump
With the rest.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be
exactly.
fine.
So the whole thought is again to kind of use up that formula, but not have it on formula out for 16 hours. So,
Gotcha.
however you want to devise it, I'll just, for example,
I can
say,
figure that one out.
Yeah.
I'll
We don't
just say,
want
for
it
example,
spoiled.
that. But I want you to feel how you open these because they are tight. So I want you to tactily feel because it is a suction.
Push. Yeah.
Yep. You got to pull them apart.
Can you
It's like
tear
an
that
air
little
mattress.
rubber-
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
No, you can't tear the little
It's
rubber
pretty
piece.
strong, but I always want people to feel because
I've always been afraid when you pull a tab like that.
You're
yeah.
gonna rip it
fall
off.
off.
Yeah, no, I can do that.
these are durable. Just so you know how
Yeah,
it feels and
yeah.
not be alarmed when you go home. You're like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
You can.
Okay,
You did.
good.
So both of these are now filled. So the next thing we need to do is we still have all this air, right? That we need to get the formula pulled to the end because we can't have air into his jejunum. It's like a
Intestines.
big gas bubble. It's going to be uncomfortable. He's not going to like it.
Okay, so let's start back at the beginning here. We don't want air.
Yep.
Okay, now.
Just gonna show you how to get the air
So
out.
you're gonna prime it
Yep.
like you would do a lawnmower with the little bubble on
Yeah.
the on the
Let's see
lawnmower,
this.
but
Alright.
that's gonna do it
Guides
for
you how you
you.
do it. Exactly.
Because you don't want air, okay?
Yep. We don't want air, and he's not attached. Again, remember he's not attached at this point.
Okay, right, we're gonna make it bubble out that end.
You got it.
Yep.
Before you
Okay.
attach, right.
So-
Yeah.
Alright.
So this is all away from like we
From
can
the
do.
bed.
Yep.
This is all
away
done
from
before
him.
you ever hook it up.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, so this is just dangling out here. So what we need to do, it just said set loaded, next step. So what we have to do next is prime the pump. So you're gonna hit that. And what I love about this pump is that it has an auto prime. So you would, I'm not gonna have you do it because we have nothing, so it'll just beep at us. But you would just hit auto prime once. You don't have to hold it manually. And it has a motorized sensor at the end to know it'll pull, you'll watch it, you'll hear it, it's
You'll
pulling out
see
the
it,
formula.
right.
Yeah, you'll see
I
the
watched
formula
it.
going
Yep,
through the
exactly.
line.
You've seen
Yeah.
that. What I recommend is just either standing over garbage, over a sink, because it will drip a little
Trash
bit.
can, yeah.
Yep. Just
Probably
so that-
at the sink where I'll be filling everything.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
There you go.
So this is now, you see drops, you see no air in the line, we're set. Then the final thing we would do is hit done.
Okay, done.
But before we attach this to him, we have to do a water flush, which I don't think I wrote, which I will. So do what I would recommend, because the dietitian didn't have one, is a,
No, you did 30 mils before and after.
that's for the pro source.
Oh, that's just for the
Okay.
pro source.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
but thanks
we're
for
gonna
pointing
put
that
that pro source right into the, okay, that's
No,
gonna be
'cause it's a
separate. You're gonna go to
gelatinous,
that.
It would
Okay.
clog the tube. Yep, that's a separate entity. So I would just recommend doing about a syringe worth. I didn't look at his tube. If he has a really long tube, more water the better. If he has a shorter tube, you don't need to have as much water. The purpose of the flush is just to clean the line.
Okay.
Yes, he gets hydration, but primarily what we're focusing on is
Keeping the line open so it's working good.
Yep. So I would
Okay.
just recommend doing about a syringe.
Just tap water.
Mm-hmm. Tap
Just-
water.
Just like we drink at home.
Yep.
Yep.
Exactly.
Okay.
Some people are partial to like bottled water. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Um,
That's why
yeah, it's a good question. So what we're doing first is again that flush. So we're flushing. We're connecting to his tube.
Mhm.
We're flushing the water. Cleaned his tube line. Now we can connect this.
Okay.
So imagine here's his line. He's connected, but we still have one more button that we need to press, and I can guess you will know.
They're running.
Yes,
Gotta
precisely.
run it.
You can hit that one. So that's kind of your indication, and you hear that noise again.
The
Okay.
clicking and
Yeah.
then it'll,
Yeah,
yeah.
the
Click,
motor.
click. Okay.
So now he's set.
He's feeding.
He's feeding.
Okay.
So he's on that for 16 hours, and then once you're done, you'll disconnect him. This will beep at you. That's the indicator. It'll just
Okay,
beep at
it'll
you.
start
There's-
beeping that
It doesn't
we're
have a
done.
clock, and that's why we say 6.5 cartons, because that's how it's
Set
the
to
measurement.
run.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. So once it's beeping at you, everything's done. You just open this guy out. I should.
Uh-oh, I made a mistake, see? Look. It's bent. Oh, no, I guess
No.
I didn't. It didn't
I was
work.
gonna say it'll
Okay.
beep at you.
around
no
that
doubt.
Yeah, it'll
Yeah.
let you know if there's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
kink in the
All
line.
right.
Yep, you'll hear it. I'm just hitting hold. But all you would do is pull this guy out. Sadly, these are not recyclable.
Reusable, yeah.
Okay,
So-
that was, I wondered about that.
So
Okay.
you trash them, and then you start with a new one the next feed.
Okay.
Yep.